I feel far away.
Emotionally, or
You suck.
You do. That's hilarious.
Shame is delicious.
we've got a guest.
Okay.
I was why were you excited about it?
No, but I thought you was going to say his name. You just said we've got a guest.
No, but I thought you.
Okay, let's
the
try,
tone.
Try that again.
We've got a guest.
It's Jon Pearson!
It's Jon Pearson!
Hey!
One of the nicest men in the biz.
Wow.
One of the nice. You could have said
2015, and I disagree with you.
yeah. I said John's Facebook account would disagree with that.
Really? Why? What was your Facebook account?
It was fine. It was just
He was a troll.
I trolled a bit in 2015.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
He trolled over comics.
I mean, we're
and
saying
stuff.
this, I don't do anything worse than what you already do. Still.
Me?
Twitter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Twitter.
Thank
yeah.
Me or him?
He's you're the worst.
Me?
Oh, yeah,
See?
yeah, awful.
Thank you.
Where did this come from?
You're literally me, 2015. You just
What
you're
do
just
I do?
You feel like you're fighting the good fight, but you're just looking like a dick.
Sorry, did Jon Pearson come armed with this?
Can we clip that bit of John saying, I want that clip?
Right. Now this episode's taking a bit of a different turn. What do you mean? What is it that you've seen that you're like,
I get, I understand it, and I get where you're coming from. I think you are trying to fight the good fight. I think that is a nice thing that you're doing, and that's what I was doing back in 2015.
but like what? Give me an example. What, like,
I'm not even saying it, but
So I'd see someone comment, and it would annoy me, or someone would say something, and I wouldn't be involved in it,
Yeah.
but I'd get involved.
Yeah.
And that is what you do.
Do I?
Yeah. Massively.
But I do it in a
I'll
funny
tell
way.
you, I've got-
I do. I used to do it in a fun way, but some people hate it.
I've got a
people
boner
hated
right
me.
now.
People hated me for a long time.
Darren's loving this.
Yeah,
I got the biggest
Yeah, but
erection.
Darren used to be an instigator. So Darren was the instigator for this for me in 2015. Darren would message me and go, "Have you seen this? You should say something." So then I would, and then I'd jump in, and Darren would be like, "Yeah, that's it. Say that."
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Darren was like proper like
But then I stopped doing that, and John just
continued.
John. There's so many comics in like the Midlands who can't stand John
Because of what he said online.
because he would just because they would say something about the circuit or like not getting booked for a gig or something, and then John would come with like a legit
Don't
reason.
say shit then. Yeah.
yeah. I would basically just come along and go, "Well, just be better."
Yeah.
Do you know? There would be things like that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it always made me laugh.
Yeah.
Well, Darren's always insisted that if he just knew me on Twitter, and to be fair, a few people have said this, they'd be like, oh, we wouldn't be friends.
The amount of people who have come up to me and gone, he's trying to right wing, isn't he? It's like really right wing.
No, I've been listening to this podcast since you started it, and the fact that I didn't realise that until you started saying it. But then there is elements that it could be conceived as right wing.
Great.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I don't mind that. I think that we need diversity of opinion and thought.
But then there's other things I agree with this podcast is that the fact the first time I met Darren, he was a dick.
Right.
That's also a thing as well. So it's like,
What was your Darren origin story?
Nice to you.
You weren't nice to me the first time you met me because I don't think you even remember the first time you met me.
No, I don't.
No, you don't, exactly. So that's it. So he doesn't
I thought
remember.
it was nice. I thought it was very nice.
What was your origin story? What's
The
your
origin story with Darren
story?
was we were at. I remember it really well because it was an award ceremony. It was an award in Birmingham. There was like
that silly one.
the anal awards. It was called the anal awards. I don't know what it stood for. Was
Can't
it
remember.
annual?
I don't know. It was just a gig.
It was weird. They had got.
It was a
basically-
comedy award.
Yeah, it
was
was a comedy awards. And they made the acronym so it said anal. That was basically it. They
That was
put
Great.
words
Good
together.
work.
And I remember I was stood. And Darren doesn't put it on his CV anymore. I don't know why. But it was on his comedy CV for a while.
ComedyCV.co.uk.
ComedyCV.co.uk. It was on there.
Tough Anal 2011.
Yeah, top anal, yeah. Top anal. And I remember being outside, we were having a fag outside, and then Darren walked in with a date. He walked down the street, and there was about 4 or 5 kids. I think Mark Cram was there, and Mark Cram went, "Ugh, we might as well go home." I went, "Why?" He went, "That's Darren Harriott." And I was like, "And?" He was like, "Oh, he's going to win it." And I was like, "Is he fuck?" He did, which is annoying.
What did he win? They're like,
It was
It wasn't
like
an award. It was a weird award. It was like a Barbie.
it was like a Barbie.
what was the
thing.
award for? Best comedian of the year or something?
It was
No,
just that night. It was all based on that
It
night,
was just
wasn't it?
it was just like this little Birmingham show, and they just wanted to hand an award out to the best act on the night. It was just
I
like a
see.
one-off. It wasn't like
it was an audience clap off. It was you and Massar Graham were in the final.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I remember. I really liked you. I remember that.
Okay, he
No,
always
you
says this.
don't.
Okay.
You don't remember that.
I remember that. I remember that gig. I think I
It was
remember what it
the
was.
ones after that. It was the ones
So
after
what
that
was
we
your
met.
interaction with him then?
There wasn't one. He literally just walked past us at the front like some
I
sort
didn't
of
know who
fucking
it was.
celeb.
I didn't know he was a comic.
There was loads of us out there.
What? I don't remember. John, we were best friends from day one.
Yeah, okay, we'll say that.
We were
Day
fine.
2. I'd say day 2.
I feel like I'm like 2 for 7 when it comes to guests in terms of like whether they like me when they first met me or not.
I'm not. I don't say. No, I said you were a dick. I'm not saying I didn't like you because I thought, he's a dick.
That's fine. I'll take dick.
But he's.
I'll take dick.
This is how good I am at this. I can make people say what they need.
Yeah.
It's like Darren Brown shit right now. But it was. I did think he's a dick, but he's my. He's my sort of dick. Which is just something I never thought I'd say.
The kind of dick you like.
Yeah, it's the kind of dick I like. Yeah, I was like, I like the energy. I like the energy, and I like the
me, John, Masai.
That's the crew.
Jay. Was it Freddie as well?
Yeah.
Was
Aaron?
Aaron Tritcher was in there as well. It was just like us lot. Because when I started comedy, it was just me. And there was nobody else who was like around my age or whatever.
That's the energy that
That's
you
the
had.
energy.
Yeah, that's the energy. I was comedy of Birmingham.
In Birmingham, it was just me.
Zane Cohen was the only comedian known.
That's come up. I'm glad JP's in the house.
We've got to stop having these people on that know me from years
When did we
ago.
first meet?
I think Edinburgh. When you were having a breakdown.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
Yeah, that was
Oh, John is hitting one of us, then he hits the other one.
John's come out swinging today.
You were going through a quite bad time.
Was this with his ex at the time?
Yeah, this was cheaty. Yeah, we went out. We had a massive. It was your birthday. We went out on a massive curry. That was the first time we had a proper interaction.
Right, yes.
We knew each other because we seen each other at gigs and
curry
stuff.
would do that
But
for
it was
me,
like you said to me, let's go and have a curry, and it was your birthday. You said, come along. So we had this massive curry, all of it. There was loads of us there. It was like,
yeah.
I think it was the year you won. Was that the year you won best new? No, you won best new.
Nominated. He never
Nominated. You never won it. Yeah. Was that year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that year.
2017.
Yeah. That was the year. The first time I properly.
I've always liked you from day one. I've always, unlike Darren, I thought he was an absolute knob, but I've always liked you. Very, very nice man.
I feel like all the Midlands acts back then, we were all. I felt like we all really got along, and we.
No, we didn't.
Who didn't?
There's a load of people that we're both blocked by, Darren, which I can go through.
Give me the names.
Jack Kerwin.
Oh yeah.
Andrew
We're
McBurney.
friends now. Andrew
Jack
McBurney.
McBurney.
So Jack, in case people don't know who Jack Kerwin is, what's his character called now?
What's it called?
No, Gary Poundland.
Gary Poundland, that's it.
Yeah, that's Jack Kerwin. Yeah. So I'm really happy for him.
And are we?
He's great. He's brilliant.
I'm
happy for him.
The moment that names are mentioned like this, character names, I just get a bit,
Why don't you like character comedians?
I just don't like character comedians.
What about Alan Partridge?
No.
What?
No.
You don't like Alan Partridge?
No.
Why?
Don't trust it.
Don't trust it. Why?
Haven't you just been acting?
Yeah, but not as a character comedian, though.
But what were you? You're
a character, but not a character
But
comedian.
what's wrong with a character comedian? Like, what is it? So when you do a gig,
Are you not already a character?
I know, but I'm basically myself. I'm an exaggerated version of myself.
But that's a character, isn't it?
No.
So you don't like it when you do a gig and you go up there and you just do obviously yourself, and somebody else goes up there dressed as like an old lady doing it. You like?
I don't trust it.
I did a gig once
I
where
feel
someone
like
went up wearing a massive badger
there's a darkness hidden in there somewhere.
I've seen that.
That's just what I think. I think there's a darkness hidden there.
Well, because you're hiding behind a character.
Yeah.
There's a darkness hidden there.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. What was you saying?
I can't remember now.
I don't remember.
Kind of got lost.
You're talking about people that have been black.
Oh,
yeah, the people that were,
So Jack Kerwin, Andrew McBurney, yeah. I like them all now.
Yeah, I do. I do as well. I see them
in Andrew.
I see them in person, and everyone's fine, but they still block me online.
Yeah, I saw Jack at Edinburgh 2019, and we had a little chat, and yes, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's. I'm always happy for comedians who build their own lane.
Yeah, it's great. He's selling out like massive festivals and stuff now as himself. It's brilliant. It's amazing. Great.
Who else are we talking about?
I don't know. I can't remember now. They're the main two.
What's her face?
Who? What's her face?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why she's blocked you.
Who is it?
Karen Bailey.
Because what?
Who? Karen Bailey. She's my.
Oh yeah,
She hates my guts.
Okay, let's
I've done nothing to the lady.
Now,
She can't stand me.
How has this podcast turned into a little bitch fest with two mates just catching
Isn't it
up?
funny?
Dunno.
As soon as we have John on,
It's always like it's a car share.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
almost like that's what's happened. Sorry,
So, John, how are things? How are you? How's life? Tell us all about you and what you're up to.
It's all right. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to be back, like doing proper comedy.
Yeah.
Um,
What were you
What
doing?
we did
this time?
before.
well, yeah. Well, no. I mean, some people probably disagree that I'm even doing proper comedy now because I don't actually do.
Yeah, so
I'm doing the whole crowd work thing now
why
That's
are you doing?
great.
Why are you doing just crowd work?
Yeah.
because I'm good at it.
But what about material?
Who needs it?
Yeah, fair.
That shot me up.
If it's working, why change it? Do you know
So
what I mean?
just for people who don't
And
know,
people do love crowd work, don't they?
Yeah.
They think it's magic.
for people who don't know, John. Obviously, John's been. How long have you been a comedian for now?
12 years.
12
Wow,
years. John,
nice.
comedian, writes material, does material, all that sort of stuff. But now, over the past, two...
Since we came back, so since we've been back from the pandemic, basically.
pandemic, John basically just goes up on stage now and doesn't do any pre-prepared material, just sort of talks to the crowd and goes with the flow of the room, right?
Yeah.
Do you always start with what do you do?
I'm changing it up now.
Okay.
I don't do the whole, what's your name? What do you do for a living? I do
Don't
like
do
things
that.
like, what's a dream? That's a good question to ask.
Okay,
Do you know
what's
what I
a
mean?
dream?
What's a dream?
Christ, therapy sessions with
Yeah,
John.
it is.
That's
Sometimes it does
nice.
turn into a therapy session. And
That sounds funny.
Do you find, so you do a lot of sort of normal mixed bill gigs or whatever,
yeah,
right? And you're not hosting?
sometimes not.
Do you
Sometimes not.
do you
Yeah.
crowd work when
I
you're
do a
not
lot of
hosting?
MCing now.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say.
I always have done.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it came from, I think, because I've always done a lot of MCing.
And it harder to just to go on as an act rather than MC and just do crowd work. Do you not feel like there's a weird
Yeah.
kind of? Because
I know
done
my
that
agent hates it.
Yeah.
Adam absolutely hates it. Like, the message I get from him now is like, can you just start writing jokes so I can get you booked for other things?
Considering,
I messaged him the other day saying, how do I get a special on next up? He was like, write jokes. I was like, okay.
I'll be honest, that's a healthy relationship.
considering you do that much crowd work, there must be moments where something
it ends
shameful
up
has happened. Where like,
Oh, what, when crowd work shameful?
yeah. like you've basically said,
Oh, so-
can't you see what the
so
fuck's
many-
going on and they're blind?
So many, yeah, I've done, yeah, right, oh yeah, massively the wrong
How
thing.
many times have you had audience members like wanting to kill you?
Twice.
Because you're also a massive guy, so you can probably
Yeah.
tell just based on the seating arrangement and how
Yeah.
John looks. John's how tall are you?
John's huge.
6'6".
Yeah, John's a
6'6".
massive
Wow.
guy.
Size 14 feet. I was hoping your ice skates would be here so I could try them on.
Size
Oh, I would have
14.
given him ice skates.
That's bigger than you, isn't it?
No, same
Yeah,
size.
but these are 13, but my ice skates are 14, so your ice skates would have been like a 15.
15.
Yeah.
Right. So has anything like that happened?
Yeah, so I did Birmingham New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
that already said to me that.
Immediately a problem.
And a bloke ran up on, tried to, Chris Rock the whole situation.
Run up on stage.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
congratulate you for being a good MC.
He ran up for a high five.
I just punched him in the face. Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realise. No.
Where was this?
But Just a Tonic, Birmingham New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Early show as well, because it starts at 6:30 because it was New Year.
Before you continue, I believe early shows are always the worst. Because if it's an early show,
They drank earlier.
they're drank earlier and it means they're going out partying.
And also, they've drank quicker. I think they're drinking quicker to get in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's
when
it.
it's a late show, they're not going out raving afterwards, so they don't drink as much.
Yeah,
Anyway,
right.
carry
So
on.
so I'm having an interaction with him at the back of the room. He was from Wednesbury, so I couldn't really hear what he was saying. Obviously, I was just having a dig at him about being from Wednesbury, all that sort of shit. And then I said, "It's not really working. You're too far away. I'm just going to go on with it."
And he was like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll
And he,
make it
went-
easy."
he was literally like, "Don't worry, I'll come closer." So then I'm on stage and I can see him walking down the aisle. I'm like, on stage, I'm like, "Oh fuck, he's coming! He's coming down the aisle." And then he jumps up
Right.
on stage. And he jumped up on stage. And as soon as he got on stage, that's when he realised that he was only about 5'7" and I was 6'6", and he went, "Oh, I just wanted to come up and tell a joke." Like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You're done now. And
Knock,
I just patted him on the back and he got off the stage.
Wow.
Yeah, because you are raised, obviously.
So you don't look as big.
Yeah, then he got there and was
And then
like,
he, yeah.
Damn.
But that happened, we did a gig in Birmingham where it's happened before.
Remember it? What happened?
I was MCing. You were on
Yeah.
because you actually strong-armed the guy out of the gig.
Did I? I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
You sound like a wanker.
What a
Yeah.
What do you mean? I sound like a hero.
Good to hero in that situation, to be fair.
Why? What happened?
So there was a girl and a lad. I was MCing, and there was a girl and he got up to go to the toilet, and I said to her, "Oh, where's your boyfriend gone?" She went, "Oh, he's not my boyfriend." I was like, "Oh, okay. What's the?" And she was like, "Oh, he just lives 3 doors down and stalks me." And I was like, "Really?" And then her friends were like, "Yeah, no, it's true."
What?
Jeez.
And then he came back from the toilet, and I went, "Oh, how long have you been with your girlfriend for?" And he was like, "Oh, we've been together 2 years." I went, "That's weird, 'cause she said you're a stalker and that you actually just live 2 doors down, you're not together."
And what
And
did
he
he say?
just got up out of his seat and ran towards me. Then you grabbed him.
He ran towards you.
Yeah, ran towards me. Yeah, on stage. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm a hero.
Yeah.
And then what did he do?
He literally chicken armed him out. Like literally, Darren used all of his bounce ring abilities and just sort of threw him out. Down,
So
down
where
the
were
stage.
you on the side of the stage?
I must have been on the side of the stage, just being a hero, doing bicep curls.
Can't even remember it. Is that good?
Just sat there waiting.
Not all heroes wear capes, but they do wear glasses indoors.
Indoors, yeah. They do.
I tell you, comedy's dangerous, guys. It's dangerous.
Wow.
I'm always I'm the first one. If someone kicks off with a comic on stage and I'm there, I will get involved ASAP.
I've had someone jump on stage and take the mic off my hand,
Yeah.
I've had
but only because
Was that because you ran over your time?
No, yeah. No,
Hadn't laughed for a while.
I had this joke about, I can't remember what it was, but he jumped on, and this is what made it so bad, and you can tell I went to private school, is because I then took a fencing position. With the mic like that. And then he didn't know what to do. So he just grabbed the mic, and then the security came and took him away.
Well,
On guard.
That's the difference there, isn't it? You went to private school, but the one when the guy from Birmingham, I just took a step back so I had a longer reach and I could see I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Whereas you went, I was like, right, I need to be able to back here a bit.
Show me what you've got.
'Cause I need to put all my weight behind this if I'm going to do something.
Fencing position.
That's
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild, those little.
But it's got
fights on
wilder, I
stage.
think. It has got wilder since the Chris
A lot
Rock,
of
Will
people-
Smith situation.
A lot of people are saying this.
Oh, since the Chris Rock
yeah,
thing.
I think people now think it's okay.
If there's jokes that they don't agree with,
Yeah.
they can.
Yeah, that.
Be a-
yeah.
I get it. I understand. Like, if you want to leave or whatever, just leave, but do it quietly. Just walk out.
Yeah,
Don't make a big thing about it.
Even heckling, I'll take that over just wanting to run up on stage. Like if you really don't like what's happening, and you're the sort of person who's not going to leave and just wants to yell, then fine, yell, but don't, because obviously you're just going to get destroyed either way. So it's not going to be easy.
But audiences just try and get involved too much now anyway, as you were saying, I think, since Chris Rock.
Yeah, kind of.
There seems to be
feel
this
like
thing of
I'm a
just
problem
being-
with that because I'll just do crowd work.
You are
basically, I literally am the problem.
I would hate to book you to. Well, I could just stop there.
And Steve.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's because I came in all guns blazing in the first 2 minutes. Darren's been thinking about that for fucking ages. I've just been waiting.
I would hate to book you to open doing just crowd work.
Yeah.
Because you need to close or MC because that's gonna turn the entire night into a madness.
But it's also a
for the
tricky
rest
thing
of the
because
acts.
if you're MCing, if the MC is brilliant,
People get mad at that.
Yeah, it's annoying.
yeah,
I get people that do get mad at that.
Yeah, if the MC is brilliant and they're doing brilliant by just crowd work, the audience then go, right, that's what we want.
Yeah.
If it's a good night, if it's going well. So when you come on with like, hey, I'm from the Black Country.
But I tend to, if
They're
I
like-
am MCing, I tend to. Is that your new opener?
Yeah.
I can't wait to this road man tour. This is going to be great.
I know what you're thinking. Where's he from? That's right, the Black Country.
Oh, like a puppet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm from the Black Country. People from the Black Country is Africa. Oh, that's not really.
That's a great impression.
Thank you. But not his. Right, yeah, good.
John? What if it's the most shameful thing that's happened to you on stage that you can think of?
Oh God, what?
I can
On stage?
remember watching a comedian we all know called Roger Swift fall off stage. And it made me laugh so because he's a very funny comedian. He has lots of props, and I remember he fell. I'm sure he fell off the stage with his prop. it's funny thing I've ever seen.
I've seen Roger. I saw Roger have a breakdown in Edinburgh on a show.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah,
We've
which
all-
Gets furious.
This was incredible because Roger's got a joke where he goes knees for a joke for a punchline, but he had the microphone really close to him.
Right.
So just before he did it, he went, and everyone heard him take this massive intake of breath. And there was all the comedians at the back of the room, and we just, because we heard it, we just started pissing ourselves.
Right, yeah.
We just went, like that. And it still makes me laugh now. So and he starts going, don't laugh now. They won't know when to laugh. So all of a sudden that threw him off. And he's like very much a guy that needs to be on point with
Yeah,
what
he
he's
does, yeah,
doing.
he
Because
does.
it's, like we said, it's props and stuff.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden he was pulling props out and doing the gag before. So it was like a
setup.
game. So it was like it was like holding things up and going, oh, have I got coppers behind me? But it wasn't. It was like something else. It was doing, He was doing the wrong joke for the wrong prop. He was like one step behind what he was doing.
That's
then he just
funny.
all went crazy. Then he just went, well, fuck you guys, and then threw everything on the floor
That's
and then
so
ran
funny.
out. And then he needed to pull the door off the hinges. And I was like, Roger, it's all right. He went, no, fuck you, in my face. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm telling you, the Edinburgh Festival for comedians, especially like single comedians who are a bit awkward, they all just sort of get together at Edinburgh. And it's one of the funniest things ever because normally, they're quite alone or they're with their parents or whatever. And then when they get to Edinburgh and they're surrounded by others like them, it's just mad. Like Roger. Roger's not used to having that many people around all together every day. And then we, obviously, when we used to do, especially mass size gig, we would just laugh at each other when we were bombing.
Oh, that one of the most shameful things was when. Do you remember I did the gig that was called Wank the Dog that was at Edinburgh?
I don't remember that.
What?
There was a gig called Wank the Dog.
Right.
It was at 12 o'clock at night. You didn't have to wank the dog, by the way. That isn't what you had to do at the gig.
What was it? I mean, he's putting out a brochure.
I know. Well, it was, I've got a pic. It comes up on my memories every August. Mum and Dad, I've made it. I'm doing this gig tonight. It's me stood by the brochure with Wank the Dog. in it.
By the way, we're not promoting comedy very well with the anal awards.
Yeah,
and
anal awards, Wank the Dog.
Why was it called Wank the Dog?
No idea. It was at like midnight in
It's called
Three
Be
Sisters.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it was midnight at Three Sisters.
Okay, right.
So it was proper. And the first night I did it, I was on there on my own and I smashed it. And then the second time they asked me to come back.
Because by yourself there was no audience?
No, it was in the audience. There was a load of audience there. Oh, yeah, because I was on my own.
Also,
had
you
a great
shouldn't
time.
say wank the dog. I did really well. I smashed it.
Yeah.
I smashed wanking the dog. And I did really well. So then the next time they asked me to come back and we were out already and I was like, I've got to go and do this gig at 12 o'clock. And you guys were all like, oh, I'll come with you. And
That sounds like us.
And I died on my arse.
And
so
what is this
badly.
straight stand-up?
Yeah, just straight stand up.
Right,
so
sure.
much that I was dying, and Masai, you and Freddie were there. Masai was filming it. You could hear nothing else in the audience apart from these three bastards at the back.
Just howling.
Fucking howl. And Darren's howl when you're
Yeah.
dying on your
God, I
arse.
love a
Everyone
death.
knows what it is.
I love a
I
death,
love
yeah.
watching a
And
friend
then
die.
and I saw the video and it's Masai. All you can see is this shaking camera. Because Masai's laughing so much. And then you hear Freddie go, oh, what's that? And Masai says, sorry, it's me. I'm spilling my pint because I'm shaking with laughter so much. That's what you can hear on the video.
That's so funny.
At one point, I changed material, so I was doing a joke, and I went, oh, you're not getting with that. I'll try something else. And then I did halfway through a joke, and then someone in the audience shouted, none of these guys, another audience went, no, go back to the other one.
That's amazing.
I was like, oh. So that video's around somewhere. Masai still got that video somewhere, I think.
You know what's great about being a comedian? Those moments, those interactions. I'll be in the shower and I'll just go, oh, I remember that. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm thinking.
Oh.
That was what I was doing on the way here. I was trying to think of all those things. I was like, oh, God, no, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember, I'll never forget being at the Hollybush. It's just a gig in Craigleith, and there was this guy in the audience, this old man, grey hair, like Jesus old, that kind of like
Jay
grey.
Handley.
Yeah. And I went to shake his hand. I
Why?
was new. I don't know.
What, in the audience?
Yeah. I was like 20, 21. I went to shake his hand and he pulled me, and then I pulled him, and he fell out of his chair, knocked the table over, and all the drinks fell. And I was a new act. And I just,
Why did you pull him?
because he pulled me, and I gave him a little Yankee back, and he literally fell over the table like this,
Yeah.
knocked all the pints down, and I'm just standing there looking at the acts who were just howling at me. And I was so new, I didn't really know what to do, so I went, oh, I'll just end my set here. And I just went,
That's
I went
incredible.
up, and then I just helped him back to his chair. I just put his drink and just like put what was left on the table back.
He probably
on.
still goes there.
He was old, man. But that's one of those moments where, and like dying at a corporate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the corporate things don't really.
Yeah. Ha, fuck you, I still get paid. They didn't
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
me.
Oh, no, yeah, I hate that.
They
But
were-
you do want to say that. I've never
no,
done it.
Oh, no,
I've
I
never
said
done
that.
it.
yeah,
No, I say that full
I
well
say it.
knowing I'm not getting paid.
Yeah, yeah.
I say it for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
I remember I did one corporate where I did like 5 minutes. I was supposed to do an hour. 5 minutes in, someone's phone rang, so I went in
An
too
hour at a
I
corporate.
was just about to say the fact you would say
Yeah,
yes
it's too
to an
much.
hour.
Yeah,
at
no,
a
exactly. It was
corporate.
too much. And then all of a sudden, the phone rang, and then I was like, I went in too hard with the fact the phone rang. They hated me.
Yeah.
And I've got 55 more minutes.
Did you not do the whole thing? Oh, let me talk to the phone. Let me get the
Yeah,
phone.
I tried that after I'd gone, but I'd
Ring
already
the
burnt
back.
all the bridges. Everything happened. Yeah, so it was horrible. I remember that.
It's quite for people who don't know, it's quite a delicate balancing act when it comes to either heckles or audience interactions or phones ringing. You can my rule, I always give them the 3 strike rule. You can never go in too hard immediately.
Yeah.
Any gig, anytime you'll ever see me deal with a heckler or somebody who's annoying, the first time they do it, I will always ignore them and carry on. And then the second time I'll go, oh, just be quiet or whatever. I won't even do a put down. I'll be like, da-da-da. And then you wait and you look around the audience and you'll start seeing the audience looking at them and shushing them.
Yeah.
Shh. And then you've got a license to kill.
Yeah. Oh,
Then you can go
all
as
in.
hard as you can.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing this too long. I've seen too many comedians go in too
Too hard, too early.
Yeah.
Too hard, too early. Yeah.
You can't do
I
that,
hate it.
man.
People say this to me all the time. They're like, so what do you do with like heckers? Like, well, you can't. I hate the old school comics. The people that we know are still on the circuit that will go in mega hard. Like as soon as they walk out on stage, they'll look at the front row and go, "Oh, where did you get dressed? A charity shop." It's like, whoa! All he's done is been sat in the front row. Like, he's not done anything wrong yet. So why are you going in so hard?
You gotta wait.
You got to go in. I do it similar to you. I go. I'll look at them, see if they're actually still talking. If they are, then I'll be like, "Oh, I'll give them some." Interaction. I'll give them some so they get a little bit of
Just
attention.
so they know that
a little bit of attention. Like, oh, so what are you talking about, guys? And if they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, well, yeah, all right. And then move on. Do it again. Then it's like, no, this must be important now.
You
what
need
the fuck
that
are you
license
talking
to
about?
kill.
And also, I'll quite happily stand in the silence and go, no, tell us what you.
I've done that as well.
Tell us what you were talking about. No. You're going to tell us now, and I'm going to stand here for my 10 minutes if you need to.
I remember seeing as an American guy, Todd Barry, it was really funny. Somebody was like messaging on their phone, like texting or whatever. He goes, "Oh, are you texting the word hilarious?" That's always made me laugh.
That's great. I did a corporate 3 weeks ago. This was.
All right,
It was about
someone's doing
halfway, and it was halfway through the set, and I mentioned that I worked at a particular company, and there was a guy in the front row put his hands up, and I said, "Oh, you're right." And he goes, "You and I worked together." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I was from the agency side while you were working at this particular place." I was like, "Oh, right." Then I asked him, "Oh." I was like, and I shouldn't have asked the question. I was like, "I was good to work with," wasn't I? He goes, "No."
Was it a comedian or was it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. He was.
that
He
was a
just
good
works in the
point.
bank.
That one, I got it.
He works like an advertising firm.
And why did you think you weren't good to work with?
I didn't ask.
Was this in your banking days?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you think you weren't good to work with because he'd seen your Twitter?
Maybe, yeah. And he goes, yeah. I said no, and then he was like, "Yeah, you weren't very good at your job." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're still doing yours." And then as soon as I did that,
you see,
as soon as I did that, I lost the room.
you see, you can't do that.
It
Yeah,
got
that's
too
gone.
hard.
Yeah,
And
that's
half an
all,
hour
that's
in, I was
gone.
like, "Oh fuck!"
And you're still doing yours.
Yeah, and I regretted it as soon as I said
Yeah.
it. But then I was like,
Did you
"Oh,
show
fuck
it? Did you show it on your face? that
His
you regretted
face
it?
changed,
Yeah.
and
Did
he-
you show it on your face that you regretted
No.
it? Oh.
But his table just went. Ooh.
Yeah. Especially at a corp.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
100%.
definitely have.
I
I can tell you.
100%.
I've never done
Before
it.
you did comedy?
No, during comedy.
What? No, why are you doing that?
I go to King Kong every month at the comedy store.
What a dick move!
why'd you go-
Absolute dick move!
Why'd you go to King Gong? Explain what King Gong is
Right,
for people.
King Kong is a monthly show at the comedy store
I
in
hate him
London.
even more now. I don't even hate his Twitter.
King Kong is a monthly show at the comedy store in London where you have to try and last 5 minutes with your set.
And it's all people. Most people who do King Gong have never even done comedy before.
Yeah,
it's their first time getting up, having a go.
Or they're open micers, like just starting out, you know, whatever. Some of them cheat a bit anyway. And there's people in the crowd, like 3 people in the crowd who've got cards and they can gong you off if they think you're shit. I go with some other comedians. We take a place in the corner.
Right,
And
name
you
and
can
shame.
see-
Hashtag name and shame. Who are these
Yeah,
other
and you can
fucking
see
Is
the
that Rowan that?
yeah.
I've seen you with Adam before.
Yeah.
What?
And you can see like the open micers who know us being like, "Oh my god, it's Eshaan or it's Adam or whatever."
Oh, is that where you go? So you can get a nice pat on the
No,
back?
not that because we
ego masturbation.
no,
No.
because we try and stay as like in the dark corner as
Oh, we don't want to be noticed, guys. Go away.
as far away as possible.
Like dressed like you.
But
Like
yeah,
you're in the
exactly.
corner right now. Like, oh, I don't want to be seen, guys.
It is great fun because we're like, "Boo!"
Oh, you such a dick. Such dicks.
There is a part.
So mean.
It's mean.
so
Hold on.
funny. It's fun.
Hearing you say boo, there is a part of me that
Oh, you do that.
that might feel good.
You do
Yeah,
that
it's
as well.
fun. It's
Just to do the complete opposite of what.
Have you ever done it and then you've seen someone come out from King Kong that you know quite well? Or has it been a comedian that's come out that you're like, why are you doing the gong?
I wouldn't do it to somebody. I would never want to do it to
Yeah.
somebody I know.
Do you know why I do it? Because the first time I did the gong, Darius Davies and Leo Kurtz were in the crowd. I used to wear red trousers, and they screamed red trousers, and I
That's
got
funny.
gonged after a minute and a half.
Red
And I was
trousers.
like,
That
right,
makes sense. Though,
I'm
doesn't
going to go back.
That's all it takes, isn't it?
That's my origin
I
story.
remember doing Manchester
Does sound
King
like the
Gong.
level of their joke.
Manchester King Gong. There was a guy walked on and went, "Hi, I've come over from Ireland," and literally all the cards went up.
Fuck.
And he'd
That-
only come
yeah.
over. He'd only come over for King Gong.
My
He'd
favourite-
flown
the
over
last-
for King Gong, and then that gonged off in
The
10
last
seconds.
gog I went to, this was so funny. There was a guy, I'm not going to name him, right? Sweetest bloke. He sees me. I go to the toilet. As I'm coming out of the toilet, he goes, "You're Eshaan Akbar." I said, "Oh, yeah, nice to meet you." He goes, "Oh, mate, you're mine and my uncle's favourite comedian." I was like, "Oh, that's really nice, man."
Oof.
He's Asian kid. And
Dear me.
he's like, "Oh, you know."
Do they not have a TV?
Yeah. They watched the pod. And then they were like,
Hey, fuck you! Don't watch the pod. That means they hate me. That was a dig at me.
That was a great deflection. That was unbelievable. That was
Thank you.
brilliant. That was brilliant.
And then he was like, "Oh, you know, it'd be really great if we could chat like afterwards. Tell me what you think of the set." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I'm just getting hammered, right? This guy kind of goes on. He's posted a video of this. He lasted 7 seconds.
Oof.
Because he went on stage. He was like, "I'm so happy to be here at the Comedy Store." Ooh, ooh, ooh. As soon as he did that, 3 cards, right? He comes off, and one of his mates who knows me messages me just howling, going, "He was so excited to meet you." Because as soon as that happened, he just left straight
Couldn't
away.
be there. Couldn't be. Yeah, that's shame.
He got
That's pure shame.
got
That is pure unadulterated. And he shouldn't, because King Kong's not a proper gig.
I remember first time I did King Gong, I won.
Not the first time.
Manchester. Yeah, it was. First time I ever
First
did
ever
it.
time you did King Gong, you
But
won the show.
I did it like, I was like 5 years in. And I went and did it.
Oh, yeah.
And,
There we go.
yeah.
Darren already had Best Newcomer nomination. When did King Gong at the Manchester Comedy Store?
I'll never forget the we had it was Roger Monkhouse
Yeah.
was the
Was the
host,
MC.
was the MC, yeah, Manchester one back then. And this guy comes out in a wheelchair, and Roger Monkhouse is wearing like shorts,
Summer One Count.
shorts, yeah, trousers.
An act in a wheelchair.
The act in a wheelchair
Yeah,
comes out, yeah, and Roger Monkhouse is wearing
I
like
think it's an
shorts.
audience member.
Yeah.
He's wearing shorts, t-shirt, and like flip flops, and the guy goes, "Oh, Roger don't you think Roger Monkhouse looks like a Simpsons character?" And it worked really well because he kind of did.
Yeah.
And then the guy just bombed. And then obviously he's in a wheelchair,
So
so
no
he
one's
can't
gone.
leave. He can't leave the way that he's supposed to leave. So they have to take time. And Roger goes, "Isn't it bad when you can't leave in a hurry? When you've bombed on your ass and you can't leave?"
He said this
a-"
in the
He
microphone.
said it right there. He goes, "It's embarrassing when you can't leave in a hurry, isn't it?" And everybody starts howling at this guy because he's trying to work out how to leave because he can't leave.
Oh,
And I was
shit.
like, and I watched that and went, "Oh shit, I got to go up."
Were you on next? I
I
really
was-
hope you
I
were.
was like in the second half. but I was like, "Oh, this place
brutal.
is brutal."
Brutal.
I won, but then when I came back to the 10
I
spot,
love this story. I've heard this story so
I
many
know,
times.
I came back to the 10 spot, horrendous. Worst gig, one of the worst gigs of my. And I'll tell you this now, I've got the CD. It's recorded.
We need to
I've got it at home
watch
somewhere.
It needs to be
that
clipped
back
up and
on
put
this
on
I
this
remember,
podcast,
I remember
that's what
talking
that
about
needs.
my dad's suicide or whatever, and I remember seeing a woman get up and leave, and I was like, "What's that all about?" But fine, carry on. It was not a good gig. Anyway, I left, and there's this woman yelling at me for talking about suicide on stage, and I'm like, "What?" And she's got a glass of wine, and I hide behind Mick Ferry.
Oh my god. We have
Wasn't this
to
the one
watch
that you also did you not kick your water over as you got on stage?
I think that was the gig.
Yeah.
Can we please?
Like literally
There
put his
has
bottle
to
down.
be-
Oh my
Puts his
God.
bottle down and kicks it. You get all the way through it. You can just see you looking at this big puddle of water
I
just
put my
expanding
bottle on
the
stage and I kicked it over.
There
right?
has to be
It almost looked like I set it up to punt it.
there has to be a shame episode of us watching that.
I've
back.
definitely got the CD
Oh yeah,
somewhere at home.
but
It
don't
was a
even see. I
bad
don't think you
gig.
need to see. The good episode for you guys will be to not it'd be your reaction to watching it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was
reaction video to you watching Darren
It was a
dying his
bad-
ass at the.
I cannot
It
wait.
was a bad gig. Because I remember winning the gong, getting that little bloody plasticky helmet, whatever the crown.
Oh yeah, the crown. Yeah.
And I remember thinking, guys, I won the gong. That's
I'm
so
here.
hard.
Yeah.
I belong here with these comics.
Yeah.
And it was a rough gig.
I've only
Oof.
done the gong twice. I did 125 my first time and 116 the second time.
It's
Oh
great.
wow.
That's it. I did worse the second time.
That's
So
hilarious.
I've got a better track record at golf.
Yeah.
I remember watching this one act. We went and did, what was it? Was it Mr. Ben's? Was that what
Mr.
it's
Ben's
called?
in Leeds. Yeah.
In Leeds.
They still go on a Thursday. I think.
I remember going with a guy, I won't say his surname, but his first name began with Frankie, who might or might not be an actual proper racist, but who cares? Allegedly. Allegedly.
A proper racist as
This
opposed
is
to...
incredible.
Like old school.
Oh, right. The good
Anyway,
stuff.
I remember we all
Are
went
we
in.
talking about the same guy?
Yeah, of course we are.
Looks like RoboCop.
Yeah, it like RoboCop. Yeah, it looks like RoboCop without the helmet. Yeah.
On to the story.
Yeah. He
I love Alice. Alice must hate you.
Oh, Alice, yeah.
It's
Alice hates Darren.
he sucks.
He made a bad first impression.
Yeah. I can imagine.
And I just remember us doing this gong, and obviously it's a gong show. Everybody, you got to get your best jokes out as quick as you can. And I remember this guy. I don't know what he thought he was doing. We drove all the way to Leeds from Birmingham. I can't remember who else was in the car. And he goes on stage, and he's got a cup of tea in his hand.
Oh yeah, he was there. It was at my first ever gig at the Cookie in Leicester. He did the same thing.
And he's like, "Buh, buh, 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 buh," and he got gonged immediately. And I'm looking at him like, who do you think you are?
Cup of tea.
He tried to go on
cup of
stage.
tea. Yeah,
he tried to give off this cool like air, like I'm not that bothered about it.
Yeah.
Like, and
But he brought his own mug with him.
brought his own mug.
That is preparation.
Went on stage with a cup of tea. Didn't even finish a sentence before he took a sip, and they just gonged him off immediately. It's like, what are you trying to do? Who do you think you are?
What are they up to now?
Last time I worked at a takeaway.
Chicken shop.
Yeah, I couldn't run a gig properly.
Pepe's?
Not
no,
Pepe's. That's the only reason I'm here, by the way.
I'll tell you what.
That's the only reason I'm on this podcast is
I'll
because
tell
you
you
keep
what
talking
the
about
promoters.
Pepe's.
Tell you what the promoter Dodgy held my money for 6 months after I did a
festival gig for him.
festival gig for him,
Yeah.
but paid everybody else immediately. And then I remember when that guy, was it Burnley or something? And he had that White Lives Matter thing flying across,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I like that myself." And I was like, "Okay, but why are you still holding my money?" Everybody else, I was like, "Now, yeah." I was like, "Now I know why."
Yeah, what a conversation.
Yeah. Anyway,
Black payments matter too.
black
Black
payment.
payments matter too. Black backs.
Yeah.
Black backs. Black backs.
That's really funny.
That's a good one. John, you are you on tour? Are you doing your crowd work tour more?
I'm not doing that till 2023. That's
What?
when that's going out.
What?
2024.
So, John, what are you plugging? I mean, if it's,
Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook. I do loads of videos. I'm always posting crowd work videos
Always
out.
posting
I've got a Spotify album out which is called Jon Pearson. What have you been up to? Which is my crowd work tour. Well, crowd work that I recorded in Nottingham last year. So it's an hour of me just doing crowd work. So you can go and listen to that. That'd be lovely. And I am recording a new one, so keep looking out on my socials because I am going to record a new crowd work special I think it's in April.
Great, yeah. Do follow John on all the socials, and do listen to his special. It's crowd work, so it's not like material. It's him talking to the audience, just being really funny. So give him a...
And he's really, really funny. One of the nicest blokes. So make sure you follow him. What are your socials?
At @JohnnyP_comic.
There's no H in
Darren
that.
hates.
There's no H in Johnny.
Darren
is there?
hated that. I remember when I tour support with Darren, he was like, take the comic out of that. You don't have to tell people what you are.
I remember that so much now.
Particularly because that's quite common on the black side.
However, I do think it's a good idea to have comic in there.
Oh, just now it's changed.
Yeah, I've changed my opinion now because it is better to have probably like comedian or something in.
What would yours be? Darren Harriott skates.
I was going to say you do 2 separate ones.
Ice, Darren Harriott.
Ice, that'd be great. Oh, it'd be perfect.
Darren Harriott.
Darren Harriott ice. But that as well, with loads of seeds.
Yeah.
Ice.
Little snowflakes. Thing is, you put Darren Harriott with the snowflakes, and people were like, "Oh, drugs."
Oh, because I'm black?
No, because it's snow. Fucking hell.
Why are we using snowflakes? He's on ice.
Because snowflakes are people mad?
No, we're just not racist.
Yeah.
What are you plugging, Darren?
You can find me on tour. The Roadman tour starting in September all over the country. So please do get your tickets for that. Also, the 4th of March, we'll be doing our first London live show for Just for Laughs.
O2, baby.
That is incredible, by the way.
All bar 102.
O2.
It's gonna be
incredible.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. It's
gonna be great. If you're in London, John, come on down.
Come
Go.
on.
Yeah, is Ryan Reynolds going to be there?
Ryan Reynolds is look, we're in talks.
He'll be in the vicinity.
We're in talks.
Yeah, I've got contacts.
But yeah,
My sister's at Wrexham. I was nearly said my sister's at Wrexham Prison. Then she's not in prison. She's a prison officer at Wrexham Prison, and she's in talks with Ryan Reynolds to get him to
Sick.
come in and do stuff. Let's do it.
he's gonna
Let's
go
do
to
it.
Wrexham Prison.
Yeah, he might do. To go and
People
help
would be so mad that Ryan Reynolds is visiting a prison.
Yeah.
Visiting a prison. What's he doing here? Like, oh yeah. it's
Wasn't
great.
Will Ferrell at the game the other day as
Yeah,
well?
he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, who knows? Will
knows?
Ferrell?
To get everyone in.
Look, they've all got shame stories, surely.
Yeah. Yeah, but we will get special guests in as well, of course. Eshaan.
I'm on tour too. eshaanakbar.com/tour. Loads of tickets in Winchester and Aldershot and Swindon.
I keep hearing, I'll be honest, I keep hearing this on the podcast. I listen to this all the time, and I'm always like, oh, I might buy the ticket to Winchester because you only ever mention the fact you've not sold in Winchester.
I might do that, what 50 Cent did to Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Just buy like
buy
the
the
front
tickets.
row.
Yeah,
and then
please
just
do.
How much
have
are
it
they?
up to-
How much a ticket?
15 quid, I think.
15. Man, what are you not selling?
They should be free,
Yeah.
to be fair.
You pay what you want.
Yeah, you're right. It should be. You're
Pay what you want to book it at the end.
He's not
Do you know
wrong.
what it is?
I think Winchester and Aldershot.
Eshaan's gig should be a bringer.
Yeah. You should be your own bringer at my gigs, to be here, because you never tell.
That'd be awkward because it'd just be you.
It'll just
and
be
then it'd be
me.
empty.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, though. I think Winchester and Aldershot should have gone for that strategy.
Go see Eshaan. He's very funny.
go
If you love
see
him on
him.
the podcast, he's very funny on stage. So go see Eshaan. Are you doing Edinburgh? Are you doing any Edinburgh tour?
I'm not doing Edinburgh this year.
I'm going up, it seems. So I'll be there.
I
can
might
tell
be,
I'm over
I
there.
might be there for a couple of weeks.
Are you going up there just to? Have you got another?
Eshaan just likes it because his
Have you
birthday's
got
up
got
there.
another girlfriend that's going to have an affair while you're up there? Is that?
Probably, yeah,
It's going to happen every time.
yeah, yeah.
It's so bad as well because it's his birthday in Edinburgh.
No, yeah.
So-
His birthday's in Edinburgh. Every time I saw Eshaan, he was either crying or asking people to at least come to his birthday party.
One of the
To be honest, I didn't organise a birthday.
No,
he
you
did.
didn't. No, yeah, no.
To be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I only organised the birthday because I remember the one where it was you and your cheating ex, and it was just you two in a pub and me, and it was chocolate cake, and it was the saddest thing.
It was so sad.
It was
That
so sad
Sad
because
birthday.
you were clearly both like unhappy with what has gone on,
Yeah.
and there was this chocolate cake, and I was just there like, oh god,
It was
Eshaan.
depressing as fuck,
that
bro.
was that was a sad
I've been
one.
through some shit in my life. That was one of them.
Cheating exes is
Quite common.
oh that's sad. But there comes a point though with cheating exes where you go, maybe the problem's me.
I'm never the problem. I'm never the problem. I'm a wonderful boyfriend, an enthusiastic lover.
Oh,
God,
God.
we didn't need that.
Do you know what? I listen to this podcast too much. I know too much about Eshaan's sex life.
I know
Yeah, it's horrific, isn't it?
It is
I know he's
horrible.
like wrapped himself up in meat or what did you do? What
Yeah,
was it?
what did you do,
The
Lady
tunic,
Gaga?
the coconut, coconut
tunic,
chocolate
yeah,
tunic.
yeah, he did that.
Yeah, and then butternut squash that came
Well,
on.
not squash that you can't, yeah. Just
He's
like,
been pegged.
oh, yeah. Listen to the So I'm on the way to gigs, I'm like, oh.
If
If you were ever at the gig that I get to, I'll be like, I wouldn't be able to look you in the eye. Do you know what I mean? If I got that,
It's
I'd be
one of the
like,
worst
oh.
things I'm ever going to tell you. I once got a blister on the top of my penis
What? How?
because
Too much friction.
an ex of mine, she was particularly enjoying it rubbing on her thing, and
On
she,
her thing.
you
You,
can
can use words. We're not
okay.
children.
She was she was enjoying it, rubbing it on her clitoris, but she was doing it so vigorously. Eventually, I got a blister.
That's not that. No.
I didn't
Was
think it
her
was
clitoris
like a
made of sandpaper?
I was
Yeah,
like,
whereabouts?
a friction burn,
Where on shaft or on?
just on the head. On the
How long
tip.
was she doing it for?
Way a blister.
Was she
It was
like a champion
well,
arm
it was a
wrestler?
friction burn that turned into like a spot blister type thing.
But
chafing thing.
I'm thinking like people that get blisters are like fucking marathon runners. How
Yeah.
long were you doing it for?
It was like 12, 13 minutes.
She Lance Armstrong.
12, 13 minutes.
But it was
Just
12.
very
12. I like how you looked at the clock.
yeah, because it was painful. But then she was really
his watch
enjoying it.
vibrated.
and you got a blister on the top
Yeah, I
of
got
your
like a
penis.
spot that
spot that turned into a blister.
like it like turned into a blister because it was a friction burn, turned to a spot, turned to a blister. It was very painful.
For how long?
It lasted about 2 weeks
Oh my gosh. Why would you let that happen?
because she was enjoying herself.
I mean, it's impressive you maintained throughout that.
Yeah, how did you make
Yeah.
didn't it hurt?
How did I what?
If it was
You
hurting,
maintained,
surely
you
you'd be
kept-
like, yeah, it'd be like starting to.
I think it's because she was
Or you
holding
taking
the
the
shaft,
pills?
so I was enjoying watching her being aroused,
Yeah.
and she was holding my shaft,
Yeah.
and so it just all just stayed.
I like how you're kind of
It's
proud
so-
of it.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
know.
be.
I feel like I know the sort of person that Eshaan is just from these
I
stories.
think she's just ringing it like a bell.
Yeah.
What kind of person do you think I am?
I think you're just a man that just desperately wants to have sex with somebody.
but I
Like
do
to the
have
point
sex.
that you're just like, I'll do whatever you want, please.
No.
Yeah.
It's not even a please.
Just hold on.
you
Hold on to it while it's floppy. Do whatever you want with
Yeah,
it.
you do
I
well
like
in
that's-
prison.
The thing is, I'm quite exploratory when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
way. Yeah,
You are. I mean, yeah. I realise
sex
this.
and food is.
Yeah, sex
Yeah.
and food.
Sex
Yeah,
and
you-
food.
well,
You're way more.
I'm not going to get started on his food
Yeah,
situation because I heard him last time say that he hates cereal now, so he can fuck right off.
Yeah, I'm kind of. Yeah, I'm very
I
anti
don't like
cereal.
cereal.
Do you know what I'm really into now? In bed and breakfast, they do like the perfect portion of cereal.
No, they don't.
You mean the little?
No, they don't.
Not the tiny ones. The
No, they've
slightly
got
bigger
bigger
ones.
ones. They're still not perfect.
I think they're perfect.
No, they're not.
I think they are perfect.
They're not. You need
Right
two.
now. No.
You need 2 in a bowl.
One of them is enough.
No.
Hang on. Okay, one of them's enough in a bowl, but what else are you having? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're not just having that, right?
Yeah, you're not.
No, I'm not just having.
So what else? Do you have a muffin?
Hold on. So you're having a
I'm having one of those.
You're having a 3-course breakfast.
Yeah.
So you're having like a starter, main,
So
and pudding.
yeah. So you start with the yogurt and the berry compote.
Oh, don't go near that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, yogurt and berry compote. Then you have the old main breakfast, sausage, egg, all that business, and cereal for dessert, crunchy nut cornflakes.
Cereal's dessert.
I'd go the other way. I'd have cereal as a starter,
But yeah,
and
no,
then I'd be finishing
See,
on.
this is where I go.
I'd be finishing on like muffins and that at the end. I'd be doing cakes as a pudding.
I go hot food, cereal, yogurt.
Cereal in the middle.
Yeah,
you
if I
end
had
cold.
if I had to,
Why end cold?
but I wouldn't have that. I would never have that for breakfast ever.
No, you wouldn't.
It's awful.
No, yeah, because you don't. I don't know. I don't
No.
even know what you like to eat.
I like toast.
Toast.
Dry toast, dry rice.
Dry
Dry
toast.
rice.
I think, I
love
think that's
rice.
the perfect. I think it's the perfect.
I don't think it
answer.
is. I was. Because I was. Well, I was.
Yeah,
doing-
but John's also a giant guy.
Yeah, I did a cruise. I was doing a cruise.
Oh, you did a cruise
3 weeks ago. Yeah, I did a cruise.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
where did you go?
Caribbean. No, Caribbean. I'm doing the Caribbean again, but I'm doing.
Wait, was you doing comedy on a cruise?
Yeah, Canary Islands. Yeah.
How the fuck did I not know that?
You must have known that. I definitely told you.
What? Wait, we've
You
got
don't
to talk
listen.
about. I'm obsessed with.
Have you ever, I've never done it. I would hate to do a
I would
cruise.
never do a
I would
comedy on
never
a
do a cruise.
cruise. I couldn't think of anything worse
could
than
not
being
pay-
with
you
all
could
of
not
those
pay me
fucking
enough.
sea pigs
Yeah.
for that long.
Sea pigs.
Cruise? No, because people on a cruise are just. It's just food. You just want food.
You can't pay me
Oh,
enough.
mate, honestly, doing it, you'd realise. Do you know? Have you seen? Do you know? Is it Wally? Is it Wally where the
Yeah, where- is
where
this-
the basically the reason the human race has died is because they're all on this one ship that is going around and they just become like massive
Couldn't go
people
on a
that just
cruise.
don't walk around anymore. That you can see it on a cruise because you honestly sat there. I'm like waiting I'm at the pool. And you see it turn to 12 o'clock, which you know is when lunch buffet opens, and people
that's
just
it.
stand up.
That's it.
No sign. Just it gets to 12, and everyone just stands
Gets
up and
up.
walks into the buffet. And I'm like, where are they all going? And then you go in, and it's like everyone's at the buffet.
Is the food good?
I was just gonna say.
Not like it's
You're
all right.
lying.
It's all right. but it's not.
I thought the main attraction for
Was
a
the
cruise
food, yeah.
is
The main attraction for a cruise would be that it's food and it's always available. So there's always a buffet on. So breakfast
Wow.
starts at 7, finishes at 10. But at 10:15, they put like snacks on, so then you can have chips, burgers, hot dogs, and then
Jesus.
It turns to-
Who's having a hot dog at 10:30?
this guy.
Yeah.
Wild
And
life.
probably this guy, to be fair.
Yeah. And then lunch starts at 12, and then lunch goes on till 3, and then 3 o'clock, then 3:15, they put more snacks out again, where they'll have they might have some like samosas and things like that go out, and then it goes on till 6, and then they have main meals, so then you have like roasts going out, and
Was there an ice rink?
no,
No, because on Dancing on Ice, all the people they do cruises. They have ice rinks
oh
on
yeah,
cruises.
yeah.
This
There
is-
probably is on the big. I was only on a littler one.
Please tell me about the gigs. Tell us about
Because they have quite big stages, don't
Yeah,
they?
so it's like 800 people.
Fucking hell.
Do 3 gigs a night.
Is it different
32
audience?
you have to do two 30-minute clean sets.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
what you have to go there with.
Like zero swearing.
Zero.
Yes, families.
So my the thing they gave me, which said, well, my agent gave me, who said, right, so you can't say shit, you can't say fuck, you can't say the big one,
Yeah.
and no penetration. I was like, well, what sort of gig is this? He's like, no, you can't talk about it. So you could talk about it, but you can't use words like shagging, this, that. You can sort of have references, but 7:30, 9:15, and 10:30.
So rubbing of penises on clitoris is fine because that's not penetrative.
Yeah. You could talk about that story. A blister on the end of your penis.
Yeah,
they'd
the
be
kids
all
will
right
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kids
parents
will
will love their
love that.
kids to hear that.
Yeah.
But there isn't that many kids. You've got to remember that as well.
There's not many kids on that.
No, 'cause
Don't you bring
it's
kids to a cruise?
It's a cruise.
Is it a family thing?
Some people have been on there for like 4 weeks. Who can afford to take people away for 4 weeks?
Jeez, 4 weeks, just nautical life.
I cannot imagine.
I couldn't think of anything
Wow.
else.
No, I
What
just
a
want to point out,
sentence.
Darren's changed a lot since we used to do car shares. There's no way he knew what nautical was when we first started.
I watched a Little Mermaid.
No wet food, no wet
Yeah,
food.
Darren has definitely been reading through dictionaries.
That's
That was
wild, dude.
Nautical
I
life.
prefer my water frozen.
Yeah.
Be honest, have you died at any of these gigs and had to stay
Hang
on the
on,
cruise?
you said 2 minutes, 2 30-minute sets, and what's the other one? 'Cause you
So
said
you,
three.
yeah, so but then you can sort of do a mix. So it's like you got to have an hour, but 2 half-an-hour sets.
And are you just doing crowd work?
No, I was doing sets at there. So I was doing sets.
And how were the gigs?
The first one was one of the worst gigs I've ever done.
And then you had to have breakfast with them.
Yeah,
that's
so it was really the first one. So I did 3. I only did 2 nights, 3 nights. So I did 3 shows in the first night, 3 shows the second night, and then the last night you do 1 show. But that show on the last night is billed as it's 11:30. It's late night comedy. You've seen him do his other stuff. Now it's the gloves are off. Do you know what I mean? It's so you can do what you want on that one.
That's where you wear your leather jacket on that
one.
Yeah.
First one was hard because it was like proper people that were older, not gone for dinner yet, waiting around, and they were just all silent.
Oh.
And then I had to go. And then the second gig was the very first time I've ever done comedy where the boat's been moving, and I had to walk uphill to get to the microphone because it was that rough.
Yeah.
And I felt awful on stage, but I had a pretty good time just talking about the fact I felt awful on stage, basically. And then it was all right after that. Once I worked it out, because we do this all the time, I just worked out how to play the room.
How do you get there? Because you're only there for 3 days, right? And these people are there longer, so
you fly out to wherever the port.
Where were you?
So I flew out to Madeira.
Yeah.
Got on the boat at Madeira and then got off at Tenerife.
Oh God, that's my worst nightmare. That kind of gig. I don't like comedy that much, man.
And so.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it by the time I'd done my first one. I worked it out. I was like, I can do this. The only problem is you've got a lot of feedback. Like you said, you can't get away from them.
Well, this is it. I think
so. You're seeing people at breakfast. You're like I'm pouring two boxes of cereal into one bowl. There's a guy going, saw you last night. I'm like, oh yeah, right. Just leave me alone.
Does anybody come up to you and go, it's my wife's birthday?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, we'll come and see you tonight. We're gonna sit in the front. Can you have a go in? No.
I think that's the only thing that would make me feel shame. Is genuinely.
We finally found it. Yeah. All it took was me to come on and talk about cruises.
I think it's doing a cruise, bombing, and then seeing them again.
So there was
another.
So I was one act. There's another act on as well. They were billed as comedic. They weren't comedians.
Yeah.
So they were in the big rooms. They were in the 1,500 seat.
They're probably like doing props and stuff now.
Yeah, they got a full show and they were doing they had lapel mics and they were walking and it was all that so that they were in the big room and I never saw them.
Yeah.
So they must have been doing the show
and staying
and then just going back to the cabin.
Oh, they've got it all set up.
No, because also people coming to my show and going, oh, that was awful. They were terrible. So they must have been having an awful time.
Right.
So if I'd had a really bad time, there's no way I would have gone out. I would have gone out to go and sit by the pool and read because people would see you.
What was your living?
Oh, so how would you bring food to you?
Well, I hope so if I died on my arse, but it didn't happen.
What was your living? Was you staying with like where the staff stay?
No, you're in normal cabin.
Oh gosh.
How big was the cabin for you though? Because you're.
It's all right. It's a cruise cabin, isn't it? It's big. It was bigger than my Edinburgh accommodation this year.
Fucking hell.
Money wise, is it really good? Is it corporate money?
Good money, yeah, corporate money.
It would. You couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah,
mate, it's a free holiday, corporate money.
It's like doing a gig on a flight.
But the thing that I saw is like free money. It's free money. You're getting paid.
Holiday.
Free holiday. You're getting food. I'm not having to travel to these.
Is that
gigs.
why you're tanned a bit?
Probably, yeah.
No way.
I'm going back out in April the 27th.
How long for?
10 days. That one is.
Is that?
I'm doing 2 cruises. I'm doing 2 different boats.
You are a cruise comic.
At the same time, I'm now going from helicopter. No, I'm not doing helicopter to helicopter. I'm just,
I respect it. You know what?
Hey, if you can do it.
The way I've spoken to my agent about it, it's like, I'll do one a month. Like, if I did one of them a month.
Oh, yeah, you saw like, money-wise.
And then because I don't want to become a cruise comic. We've all seen them come back off the ships after the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to become that
exactly.
guy. Yeah, so I don't want to be that guy. I want to be just doing it. And then,
I know Joe Bohr does some as well.
Yeah, Joe Bohr does it.
He's had a blast on some.
The Noise Next Door do loads.
Oh God, Noise Next Door are perfect.
Because they were on it before me. Because they messaged me to say, "Oh, you on the Azora?" I was like, "No, I'm on tomorrow." Like, "Oh, we're coming off tomorrow." So we'd missed each other. We'd like passed each other at the port.
I reckon all the crew on a cruise must be banging.
They definitely are.
I reckon they're drinking and just banging all.
There's
day.
not that much drinking.
That might be the only thing.
Really?
Might be the only thing that incentivizes me.
What the banging?
The promise of banging, yeah.
But yours you'd have to have like petals on the bed and shit. They're not doing that.
That's true. And do they have coconut chocolate?
Yeah. Are they willing to be rubbed hard that they start blistering?
What do you think would be the worst gig like to do? Like for me, cruise. I couldn't think of anything worse than.
I think you'd be all right.
And now that you said there's no kids or there's less kids, that's better.
But you got to remember, it's all couples.
Yeah,
but you can't swear either, though.
You can as you get towards the end, the last ones. As you get to know it, you realise that you can.
Cordless mic? Oh, thank God.
Wide mic.
Okay, that's.
But I'll show you the picture. I've got a picture of like. It's
Do you have your
weird.
name written up?
Not name, face. So I walked into this place and there's like, they've got all these screens. And the same picture is on every screen. I've got a picture on my phone. I'll show you it. It looks ridiculous.
What is it? A picture of you recent?
Yeah, it's like my headshot.
I say that
it's like a recent headshot.
when I do the Glee, they use me with hair. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that's a long time ago.
Harry
don't-
Darren.
Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah.
Harry Darren was a long time ago.
Yeah, Harry Darren. Yeah, Harry Darren, a long beard. I remember that.
Yeah,
that,
I remember
there was a very long time that you used it.
It looked like he converted to Islam in
A
prison.
promo shot with him with a massive yeah.
No need for the prison. Could have just said converted to Islam. Prison was a bit mean, bit much.
So you walk out and they know who you are.
Yeah, and they go, hey.
So when I walked on the boat, I got on the boat and got in the lift, and the person went, "Oh, comedian."
Because your face is
They'd already seen
My
pictures of you
face.
everywhere, so it was just like ridiculous.
That's mad. Well,
I always think of those comedians as being like wacky shirt comedians, you know?
hello. There he is.
A good point.
On brand, baby.
Hey.
I was, yeah. Do you gel your hair off?
Yeah, gel my hair up, make sure it's all like, "Oi, hey kids, what
Hey, what am I like?
What are we going to do today? Ooh, who liked the buffet this morning?
Yeah.
What happens when they're out of food on a cruise?
Well, this happened.
Oh.
They weren't out of food, but so there was one day we were supposed to dock at Fuerteventura, but we couldn't get in because it was too windy.
Yeah.
So they couldn't dock. And now I thought that would be British Karens like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
going. No one complained about that. They ran out of PG Tips tea bags, so they put in ones unbranded. Ooh, fuck me, were they kicking off? There was
Really?
people going mental. Like, all the talk everywhere was like, oh, I've got some down in my cabin. Like, people were like, I stole some last night, so I've got some more.
And you hear that and you go, I'm opening with that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was opening with. Yeah, that was that night. I was like, right, I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
that's what you
Let's
do.
Some
talk about
local
tea bags.
knowledge.
Yeah, local knowledge. Talk about
Yeah.
Also, just like seeing them get off. Like you see the British people get off in like all these like lovely islands that they're getting off at, and they're like looking in like bed shops and going, "Oh, that bed's nice. Why? You're in Tenerife.
Yeah.
You're not buying this and taking
That's
it back.
so funny.
What are you doing? Go and look at the nice things.
Yeah, go look at the local
shops. That are
culture.
like, the local shops. Don't go and look in beds for us or soapology. That's just happened. Oh, we've got one of these here.
Oh, this
John.
IKEA in Tenerife's lovely.
John, thanks so much for doing the podcast,
No worries.
buddy. You've
great.
You've been a guy that we've wanted to get on for ages.
Yeah, no, we've been trying. It just never worked.
Yeah, it was your birthday last time we asked.
It was,
wasn't
yeah, that was it.
Happy birthday for them.
Thanks, mate. 40 years old now. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Don't look a day over 39.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, come on. John, you can use that on your
Your little cruise.
On your cruise.
There's one for you,
There's
mate.
one, oh, that's
There's one
dope.
for you,
You
mate.
get,
I
you
know.
get that so much. You get that so much on the cruise. I've got one for you.
Yeah.
I cannot use that.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually like those people. so-
I'm not. Yeah. Honestly, I've got friends that are those.
John, it's been a pleasure having
Thank
you.
you very much, guys.
Please come
Yeah, do
again.
follow John, and yeah, follow us all on social media.
Yeah, do all of that stuff, and please give us a like, give us a review. It really helps to help grow the podcast. You guys have been really nice. 99.9% of you have been lovely with all your comments, likes, and shares. Keep sharing. See you again very soon. This was Shame is Delicious. That's Jon Pearson.
Thank
See
you
you
very
soon.
much. Bye.
Shame is delicious. Shame is delicious. Making bad decisions. Shame is delicious. Making bad decisions. Shame is delicious.